And we're live. Yeah, I bet $200. I made this bet on November 20th, and I picked Joe Biden to win the presidency. I think it's a good bet. I'm pretty confident.
Wait, which one?
On November 20th, I bet one of my Facebook friends that Joe Biden would win. $200 I bet on this. He's that confident that Trump is the true winner of the election that had happened 17 days prior.
Holy shit.
Okay, so
ask him if he wants some more action.
Yes. Tell him that things are getting really difficult now, and so you want him to give you odds. Just amp it up. Act afraid. Put on your acting hat, buddy. See if you can look an extra $100 out of this idiot.
That guy's not gonna.
I already did. It started as a $100 bet, and he talked more trash, and I'm like, double it, and he said yes. Yeah.
17 days after the election.
November 20th, we made a bet.
Holy fucking shit. See, when you first phrased this, I thought you were referring to like the next cycle, like 4 years from now, that Biden would win again, like be reelected.
No, that's that. No. To be clear, it was about the election that had happened 17 days prior. When I win, I'm going to offer him more bets on like football games that have already transpired. Who wins the NBA championship last year? Shit like that.
Hey, who you got on the Jets game last Saturday?
I might start this line of humor already.
On the Jets game last Saturday. All right, Kyle. Your $10 is set.
Yeah, let me catch up. I need to pay too.
Who do you think is going to be the next president of the United States after Joe Biden, 2024?
Probably Kamala Harris. Because Biden won't run again because he's going to lose his mind fully any day. So I would say Kamala most likely.
Can I go third?
Donald Trump.
Oh, you say Trump. Oh.
Trump.
He's at that. If he were a 65-year-old man, I would be on board with you because he's still got a lot of popular support. But he's just too old, man. 4 years, we've talked about it. That's like half a decade of time, and he is in the final lap. 4 years is enough time for a lot of cataclysmic shit to go down for a guy in his 70s.
Taylor's not crazy. But I have a different reason. I think that Trump will really like post-presidency. I know there's a group out there that thinks that he was draining the swamp and he's the purest president we've ever had. I think the opposite. I think he is the most corrupt, dirty president. And when he gets a taste of that post-presidency corruption, the $625,000 Goldman Sachs speeches that Hillary gave, Trump's going to charge $1 million. He's going to charge $1 million, take credit for the latest stock price or something, and he'll get he'll be earning millions of dollars on the 15-minute increment. And the idea of being president again will not be as attractive because a better job than president is ex-president. He's going to like his new gig more than his current one. That's what I think. And to answer Kyle's question, my bet's on Paul Ryan as the next president.
Oh, okay. No. I don't think he has any popular support.
He can't hang in there with Donald Trump. If
Trump
Trump wants to take America back, he will. That's my thought process. I think that Biden is going to do. I think Biden might do a bit of gun grabbing, might raise some taxes. I think he's going to upset a lot of conservatives over the next 4 years.
Okay,
and I think that we are going to be primed to swing right back over to the right again. And Donald Trump is going to be campaigning for the next 4 years. Just his Twitter is just going to be the best thing ever. You thought his Twitter was good as a president. Where do you see it as an ex-president? He's just going to be shitting on these people.
That will be funnier. You're
continuously. Right. Like I bet he gets a TV show or like some other platform for him to like do his
Trump
thing
TV
from
or something. Just makes his own thing.
He might make his own news channel. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I could be wrong. A couple things are weighing in my head. One, I've been predicting the economy downturn for a while now. I was kind of wrong about that for the last 4 years, or at least maybe I'm right now, but that's COVID. Anyway, I think the economy will downturn sometime during Biden's presidency, and the next president will be a Republican. Not necessarily Biden's fault, but timing, right? Who has like 16-year economic upswings? That's too long.
I think the Republicans are about, like, you can tell just by the response of a lot more establishment Republicans, kind of like Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, that kind of, Cruz, Rubio, that cavalcade of assholes, and they all actively, clearly did not want Trump to win. They don't
Right.
like him at all. And
But
so,
they pretended they liked him
they-
for the last 4
yeah,
years.
they pretended to, but they are overjoyed now that it's just back to boilerplate establishment politics and they
Right.
can just do whatever they want again. And so they're going to run on what is a tremendously unpopular, like Paul Ryan, Ted Cruz, Nikki Haley, neocon, pro-war, pro-intervention kind of thing. And that has been demonstrated for the Republican base, like a lot of the middle-class Republican base, that they don't like that. They don't want the foreign interventionism. They don't want, taxes on the middle class raised. And so, like, I think that there's going to be a big exodus from the Republican Party in that way, where they're like, what the fuck? Like, no, we're not voting for you again. So maybe I'm wrong. But also, like, a lot of the swing states have been marching blue for a long time. Like, the voting base is just more people who tend to vote blue. And so, like, the fact that Texas, Georgia, so many of these were up in the air this election, like, there's not a state that we can point to in the last, few decades that's marched rightward. That was a purple and that's more red. I mean, Trump won Florida. I guess he won Florida better than like Bush did in 2000. So that's true. But even then, like, Florida
won it 2 times in a row.
Yeah, he did. So it just doesn't seem likely. Like, Georgia's going to be gone. Arizona, New Mexico, those used to be toss-ups. Up until Reagan's amnesty thing in the 80s, it wasn't California more of a toss-up or more red? And then he was like, all right, all immigrants have voting rights and amnesty and whatever, and then it flipped. So I think we'll see a good bit of that. I don't think anyone on the Republican, like, people who still like identify as a Republican at this point, I think they identify more with Trump than they do with Cruz, Rubio, those people.
You might be right. I look at what happened to Sarah Palin, and she was this like bright star in the Republican Party when she was running for vice president, right? She was the attack dog. She was charismatic. Everybody loved her. And then after she lost the like authority and respect that came with being the vice presidential contender. I don't know the term for it, but then they looked at her and they're like, she's a kook. She's a wacko. She doesn't have a deep depth of knowledge on world history and stuff like that. I suspect something like that could happen to Trump, that when he does his misspelled all caps tweets, they'll be viewed through a different lens post-presidency than they were current presidency.
They might be. I just know that, like, you can see, like, even on social media and stuff, that like the supposed, like, the new class of Republicans, like that eye patch guy Crenshaw, and he's like straight up now saying, like, we need to increase our amount of activity in Iran. We need to be on on the doorstep. We got to get them over there so they can't come get us here. And it's like, oh, okay, so new president hasn't even been inaugurated that, and it's back to just warmongering. Okay,
so
cool.
I agree with your stance on that, but I don't think we're in the majority, especially Republicans. I think Republicans love to mix it up a little bit. You start going to war, they salute the flag.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like this has to run out at some point. Like, I mean,
it goes for lifetimes. At this point, it's generational wars.
Biden and Kamala are going to be more hawkish. Like, it.
I hope not. I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too. But I mean, every establishment politician really wants us involved over there, and they're going to get what they want because they always get what they want.
Taylor, you don't understand. There's madmen over there. They're all madmen. Yeah. Those leaders are madmen that we need to contain.
Oh, God. Same thing over and over.
You're going to learn some new guy's name. That name is only going to resonate in your brain, not you necessarily, as like bad guy. It'll be like you hear Hitler and you know he was the bad team, right? You hear Gaddafi and you know he was the bad team. Milosevic, Saddam Hussein, he was our ally. But no, all you have to do is say Hussein. Barack Obama is like, was clearly named by someone who didn't anticipate my run for president, which is funny.
For the longest time, what was it? Gaddafi in Libya was like, hey, I'm the only reason there isn't a huge problem of like migrants coming up into Europe from Africa. He's like, you guys know that, right? Like, I'm the bulwark at the northern part of Africa. And then the Obama administration droned him, fucked up that entire country. Now there's like slave markets and shit. And then what happened right after that?
Freedom.
He said,
Freedom. Now there's freedom in
huge amount
Libya.
Yes, now there's true freedom. True. They've established true libertarianism. No rules, just right.
They put the
Wait, is that Outback slogan?
No, that's my Central African dictator slogan. No rules, just right.
That's also the slogan of Outback Steakhouse.
I'm Chieftain Taylor. This is brought to you by the Bloomin' Onion.
Yeah. Anyway,
Outback Republic.
I hope you're wrong about Biden being a hawk. I'm with you on that issue. I can't tell you why I think establishment Republicans will regain control of the Republican Party outside of the fact that they've always controlled it with the exception of 4 years. Like, if the Yankees won every time except once, I wouldn't say, well, clearly the Yankees influence on their influence is done now. It's cooked. And we're going to go back. Now it's all about the Cardinals. Like, no, they'll be back.
Yeah, they're going to try to get back, definitely. But I mean, and they're like Republican, like establishment Republican grassroots support is just nothing. Like who goes out to see Rubio? Who goes out to see Cruz? Like, people went out to see Trump. Nobody gives a fuck what Nikki Haley's saying.
If Biden has taught us anything, it's that AstroTurf support works just fine.
That's true. AstroTurf support, supported by big tech, is pretty handy.
Nikki Haley needs to show a little more titty.
Does she? I need to do a little research.
I'm on this too. Let me see. Does Kyle have a good point here?
You know what's funny? That's the first thing about this political talk I've Googled.
Finally, the 40 hot and sexy Nikki Haley pictures.
I want to say there's a deep fake. I can't be teased.
No, these are all legit.
No, I'm sure yours are, but I want a fake.
Right,
some of these are not that legit. Like, here, I'll show everyone. This to me looks like they photoshopped and stretched her out a little bit, made her taller and thinner. Here she is normal. See, here it is again. They stretched her.
Some of these are just absurd deepfakes.
Oh, there's a whole porn website called MrDeepFakes.com.
Oh, you know what? I don't think that this is real at all.
This site is frustrating. They've taken...
Oh, that's her. That's her, Taylor.
You were right. It's probably her.
They've taken half... If you scroll through this, guys, the one that I linked, half of them are her stretched out and made taller and thinner.
Let's see.
Okay, she's stretched there. Stretched here.
Right?
Oh, they squished her here. That didn't go well.
They squish your own one.
Stretched.
Yeah. Stretched. Fake
stretched. Look.
Look at the dog.
The poodle thing.
Oh, you'd make a better representative than me.
She's pretty. She clearly was hot.
I love that phrase. She clearly was hot.
Yeah.
No, who's the chick from
Do you know she's Indian?
Yeah, of course. Who's the chick from Australia? Or excuse me, Hawaii.
Dot or feather?
Dot.
Okay.
No, her name is Nimrata Nikki Randhawa Haley. It's the Nimrata and the Randhawa that give it away.
Well, she's not. Kamala Harris is Indian. She beat her to the VP punch.
Ah. That's
I saw her. She is the first female VP, the first black VP, and the first like Southeast Asian VP. Or no, maybe it's Southwest Asian VP, whatever, Indian and VP. And that's I'm great. Like, can you be both? I feel like she took double credit on that.
I agree. You shouldn't be able to double dip, but as long as we're picking people on immutable characteristics to make sure that, everybody gets a fair chance, that's great. That's good. It's like a net gain for the country that we gauge things now in the first XYZ to do this. Not the most qualified. It's like the first dwarf Oh man, actually,
Taylor's like, wait a minute, I'm backtracking. This is actually good. I was being sarcastic before, but now that I think about Peter Winkle, fuck whatever his name is,
dude, we're honestly one election cycle from even like a video of a congressman raping a kid won't even be like admissible. They'll be like, that's just a deep fake. It's like, but it shows you're wearing I survived Epstein's Island shirt or whatever it is. It's like, no, don't stop it. Shut up. That's fake news.
Yeah, you're right. I've said this before, but my dumbass thought it would be impossible to lie in politics. I'm like, now that everyone has the internet at their fingertips, politics is going to get so honest because they'll be embarrassed to be caught in lies. I called it.
Doesn't matter because it's not a lie unless someone shines a light on it. So you can lie all day. Yeah, it's
only a problem if people don't want to be lied to. That to me is the core of it. If you say, oh, wait a second, that guy's a liar, I don't like him anymore, then liars won't do well. But that's not what people said. They said, I like the way he lies.
I mean, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, they're all liars. They're fucking propagandists at this point. They all have an agenda. They know what they want and they make it clear. Like a lot of times they just march in fucking lockstep. It's a net negative.
That's why we need the Trump Truth Network.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got to put truth in there too, because you always know you're getting facts.
Real news for real Americans.
You're doing very well, Kyle. This is solid branding here.
Real facts. Yeah. Realfacts.biz.
I'd have a whole segment called "Just the Facts, Ma'am."
Mm-hmm.
Republicans still get that reference.
I don't know that one.
You're too young. I am too. That shit's from the '60s.
Neither of us are Republicans.
Leslie Nielsen.
It's from that TV show. You know, the detective would always say, "Just the facts, ma'am." I think it's from maybe Dragnet.
Yeah. I'm too young for that too, so it must be super old.
Yeah, it's super, super old. Yeah. But you know,
real facts news, real Trump facts news, truth.
Do you think that he'll do a TV show?
What are these search tags? Like,
it's if you want to find the truth, it's not going to be easy. It's a very long URL. I've actually replaced some of the L's.
People were talking about what he does next, right? And some are like, "Hey, is he going to run his own news network?" But they say no, probably not. One, that's very hard to do. You're running a whole business, you're firing up, it's a media company, etc. Trump would be better as an employee. He should, what do you think, have a weekly show less often when he wants to? Trump should just be able to drop on One American News, get well paid, spout his stuff, and then move on.
He needs a studio audience at the very least, though.
Yes. You know what? If he just revived Whose Line Is It Anyway? Then that would be...
And he would get Drew Carey's job?
I would... You know what? Yeah.
Welcome to Donald Trump's Whose Line Is It Anyway, where facts don't matter and no one's keeps score.
No, it's where points don't matter. That's the line.
No, well, I changed it for Trump. Yeah.
All right. So you, Colin Mockery, you are a coyote trying to smuggle Ryan into the United States. When Brady, you're the guard at the border. Go. And he has to sing a song about him trying to stop at the gate. This would be a good show. Except I think all those guys are like 70 now. So maybe not.